All right, good morning, everyone. Thank you again for tuning in to the Bike and Hike Show. I feel like a radio commentator now that I'm on TV.
Really?
Now that I'm on the Zoom meetings, I feel like, I don't know, one of the guys, definitely not Oprah. All right, so is there an addition or correction to the September 15th meeting?
There might
Anyone
be one in
wanna-
the back.
Judy, you wanna?
I'll make a motion to approve as written.
Okay, anybody want to second that?
Second.
Okay, there you go from Larry. Okay, so here we go. Another
Here you go.
another Zoom meeting still in this mess with Corona. So thank you everyone for waking up and joining us at the meeting. So let's start out. Is Steve on? Steve, are you here?
I'm here.
Okay, we'll start with the
Did it
Route
work?
2 Pools Corner Trail feasibility study. You were gonna try to organize, get some thoughts about a public meeting.
Correct. So Stephanie and I have been back and forth a little bit, and I'm still organizing a little meeting between like Chris and Stephanie and I. But anyway, there is probably about 2 months ago, I brought up this virtual public meeting room. If I can bring it up here, I can show you guys a little better. But what it was like, you get into this virtual meeting room and you can kind of spin your camera around and access a registration table, access different slides, so to speak, video, and so on and so forth. Originally, when I reached out to the Baker folks, they were unable to do that in such a tight time frame just because everything was so new. However, I guess in the recent month or two, they've progressed that enough that they're confident that we can utilize that for our feasibility study. So it's great news. It looks really nice. In a minute here, what's that?
Somebody's got a dog talk.
Yeah. Steve, if normally you sit there with the dog on your lap, that's okay. We won't rat you out. That's not what the complaint is.
Hey, Steve,
That would be great. Yes.
how many people can get on the video at one time? How large a group?
So it's actually not a live event anymore. It would be almost like a standalone website link that we would direct people to. They'd be able to log on to like the Doylestown Bike and Hike website or just the Doylestown website in general. Click this link and kind of go about the public meeting in their own way at their own time. Spin around
Okay.
the room, add
hell is
comments. We can leave the room up there for
Yeah.
a week,
Is she
2
gonna
weeks
stay
if
for
we
at least
wanted
another
to.
week?
Wow.
Till
So
the end of October.
they give their comments how? They can put their comments on and then they get collected periodically or what?
Correct. So there'd be like a little
Timing.
Survey Monkey link or whatever link we wanted. And
Okay.
next to the registration
Yeah.
table where they put in all their info, we would have a series of questions. And so
Uh-huh.
they could just click that, answer
Where?
all their questions and submit it.
Yeah.
And the other positive of this too is, I've when we've had these meetings in person, I go home with this ruffled up stack of paper that's this big. People are writing on
Yeah.
the front and the back, and you
Try to
kinda
make
gotta
sense of it.
digest it a bit. But this way, it's
Writing.
and it's a little bit more, organized, straightforward. Everybody's answering the same questions, and
Okay.
a little bit
They're
more
working in New
digestible.
York,
I
aren't
should
they?
say.
So they have some suggested FAQ and they can put
They're
some of their own in as well,
we
right?
we can do all of our own. Yeah,
Stephanie, is
Yeah.
that you in the background a little bit?
I think
Talking?
Yeah, I'm
Someone's talking. Someone's talking a little bit in the background. I'm sorry. I don't know if it's happening for anybody else. Maybe just me.
Yeah, I'm hearing it too.
Sorry.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Yeah, someone's on the phone. But they're muted. Someone else is, whoever has 5340559 might be that. They're not muted.
Okay.
Sorry, Stephanie, I've just muted myself. I thought I was muted. It's
No
Cynthia.
problem. No problem. Okay, go ahead, Steve. Sorry.
So next step there is really to have a quick meeting with Stephanie, Chris, and John from the borough, just to just to get a, you know, a secure date or I guess range of dates where we want to host this. And then I'm going to pull together a flyer. And that's where we're at right now.
And would you put that in, how are you going to contact these people? Are you putting it, mailing it or sticking it at, what are you going to do? Putting it in, I don't know. It's not, how are you making people aware that we're going to have this meeting?
Stephanie, what do you think about that? Email or hard copy mail?
I think it's gonna have to be a combination of things. And so, you know, will mostly probably be social media with the borough and the township, along with, you know, posts on the website. I'll reach out to the newspaper, and then it's a small enough group, we could probably do a postcard and send a postcard to the impacted properties and ask them to tune in and everything.
Yeah.
That's probably a good idea to get
And
something
also-
targeted.
And also without a phone number to call the township with a name, like maybe say Margaret or something, to give them help to get on a Zoom meeting. Some people may not have ever been on it before.
Lynn, could you enable screen sharing for me? Or whoever set this meeting up?
I have it, and somehow it's not it's just picking up mine. It's not giving me the option to share with others, which is really, really weird. I don't know why. Do you know what I mean?
Yes.
Stephanie, I don't know if it has anything to do with anything, but on my screen, you have 2 frames open. So I don't know if you're on twice or on via
Yeah,
2
I'm trying
different.
to set it from I never have a problem when I use the iPad with the screen sharing, but it won't let me. I was trying to do it from there, but it won't let me do that.
Steve, I have another question about,
If I
you know,
leave, it'll end up canceling the whole thing for everybody. So,
Okay.
yeah.
Steve, I had a question about, you know, you said it's up, this presentation is up for a week or 2. So does it change? Like, how does it, like as people answer questions, how is that material presented? Or isn't it?
I think it's just digested by us. I don't know if it's
Okay.
presented to the rest of the folks.
All right, that's
We
what
just
I was
kinda-
wondering.
More
You
of
know,
like a
does
gathering
everybody
phase.
see that? So
Yeah.
not everybody sees that. Okay.
Yeah,
No.
that should be noted too, because some people may want to keep their comments private and just send them in. I don't know.
Yeah, it should just have a little explanation of how it works, you know, so that people understand what they're tuning into, because it's a little different than a Zoom meeting.
There you go.
There you go. Okay.
But also, a lot of people still haven't been on Zoom meetings, so we need a contact that they can call and actually somebody walk them through it, I believe. Some of these older homes in there, I'm not sure how updated they are on Zoom.
Steve, will they need Zoom for this
No.
type meeting? It's not
No,
Zoom.
you won't need
First,
Zoom. You'll just click the
it's-
link and maybe there'll be a brief description underneath.
It's like
it
going
just
onto a
saying-
website and clicking.
Right. I'm just
Okay.
saying, you know, feel free to navigate around the room by dragging your mouse wheel. or
Yeah,
dragging-
okay.
Can you
dragging
see
your
my
mouse.
screen too, or no? Because I can't tell if you can.
I
or
see
not.
you and I see Steve's improvement strategy
Yeah, we
screen.
can see I-81 from here.
Yeah, okay, so you can see that. Then you can see screen 2,
Yeah.
which is what he's referring to as a virtual room where people can, so this would be where he would have the bike hike information.
Mhm.
And, you know, I'm just, you know, maybe boards or whatever that they would put up with information about the trail maps. And I'm just circling around the room as to what people could view and read about. I mean, this is typically what you've seen when we've done public meetings, right?
Right.
Yeah,
And so this is, you know, what you would see. And then, you know, if they have questions or registration. So this is, I guess, Steve, you want to talk about where they register and tell us what they think?
Exactly.
And then over here, you know, they can do that. And so it'll all be pretty easy. I don't know.
And they
what-
can zero in on this stuff?
Yeah, when you click the information button, it'll pull up a link and you just click the link and it'll pop up and it should be right there for you.
But I mean, you can move closer and zoom in and take a look at these boards.
When you click the information button at the top,
Yeah,
well, there you go. You can zoom in and
Yeah,
out like Stephanie
okay,
just
I
did.
see.
but
Okay,
The little eye button, Stephanie, if you drag up and click the eye, there's nothing there, but see what are the needs. This will all be drop down menu, and you can
Okay.
click individual, and you may be able to download the PDFs, or it'll come up as an actual document in your face.
hey,
that's pretty
Steve,
good.
Yes.
I have a suggestion. When you get this up and going, probably try it on our group first. Because if we get frustrated with something or see some potential that somebody might, we can do that before it gets out to the public and get a lot of people mad at us.
That's a
Yeah.
good idea.
I like that.
If we can
idea.
handle it, anybody
For a dry
can, right?
run.
The guinea pigs, Steve.
I like that idea.
When do you anticipate putting this up?
We were aiming for around November 5th.
Oh, it's quick.
Hey, Steve,
Yes.
question, there's probably, Lynn probably could help too, because I'm newer to the committee. Are there like the top 5 questions that maybe you can have the answers up front so we don't get those same comments back, that maybe you can get ahead of stuff? Is there anything like that to consider?
What we've found a lot of times is people cater their questions to their own property, to their own, what they care about the most.
Right.
I mean, we do get duplicates. Normally it's about safety, about a certain intersection or something, but as far as prep work beforehand, I can look into that. I mean, maybe I can brainstorm a couple, FAQs, so to speak.
I mean, if it can be under the comments and be like, hey, these things have been questioned already and here's the answers, and
I like that. Like a little frequently
Yeah,
asked
FAQ.
questions, so they don't have to bother asking it again and again.
right, and you can be ahead of things, and it looks like we
Yeah.
thought it
Right.
out.
Or
If we
they
have,
can like check and say, yeah, I agree with that, so that you
Yeah,
know that that's
exactly.
a majority response, or
Mhm.
that's only one person responded.
Yeah.
so yeah, kind of keep a count on it that, hey, 20 people
Yeah, feel the
responded to
same
that
way.
answer.
Yeah.
Yeah. Let's
Yeah, I
go.
like that idea.
Now, do we volunteer these, so to speak, questions or?
Yeah.
I don't want to
Deal.
stir the pot up. Stephanie, what's your thought? You're the,
Yeah, I would do I mean, once you say what are the needs or what are we doing, what's the project about, and you spin around and you have, different things. I mean, I'm sure you'll have a lot of the similar stuff here, but I think maybe you have a board that gives you the, something similar as to frequently asked questions.
Mhm.
Like how is it paid for? How, I mean,
right,
right
timing.
now, and
Do
of
I
course you
have
got
to
to keep
maintain
reminding
it?
people we're only in a feasibility study at this
Right.
point.
Definitely.
That's
is, do I have to
stressed,
maintain it? Like, do I have to shovel it? Do I have to maintain?
right?
It could be basic questions, this easy stuff,
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
the
good.
stuff-
Hardball.
That's
Right.
who's responsible if someone gets hurt?
Right.
That kind of stuff. Good idea, Nance.
This looks very efficient,
Mhm.
and it has the advantage of we don't have an acoustics problem like the big room.
I also like that you have time to really at your own pace, read everything.
Yeah,
I like that a
yeah,
lot.
that's very
that's
nice.
It's awesome.
Yeah,
Yeah,
we'll
just
see. We
send me
might
the
get,
information for a card that John and I can send out to the property owners that are impacted.
Okay. Yep, I'll do that today, Stephanie.
Okay, that's cool.
That looks
All right.
good.
Great.
Yeah.
Steve, good find on that.
Yeah.
That's definitely a great, something that's great even for going forward for the future. That's something that would come in very handy.
And it feels
Um,
very 21st century.
Yeah, I know. We're really making
We're all
huge
learning.
leaps here. From not being able to figure out where a Zoom meeting was to now having meetings online here. We're doing well.
What is, I'm sorry, just what is the timing? November 5th is your goal, and then how long would it be out and available?
My gut says to leave it on the website for a week, but I mean, we can always extend that if we wanted
We
more.
could leave
or
it
if
up
we
for
didn't.
2 weeks. I mean, I don't.
I'm
think it's a
just
big deal.
curious if you want me to announce anything at the supervisor meeting, or if we just want to wait. That's why I'm asking.
Yeah, I mean, the next meeting we'll have is November 17th, and
Right.
my guess is it'll be, you know, you have a lot to put together to put it up, you know, maps and we have to put the card together and mail out, and that's gonna, you know, take a little time to do.
Did you want,
Steve's learning curve on figuring out how to do it.
Well, luckily, I have some Baker experts that have already done this for the I-81, so they're actually going to be assisting me
Oh,
putting
good.
all the information together. And for the most part, all the information's already there. All the maps are generated. The information is on paper, but I'll pull together this frequently asked questions and kind of fine tune some things, get it over to the experts who can handle it. I won't screw anything
Right.
out.
That's great.
And
Should be
then
good.
per Roger's idea, I think, you know, if you give us a heads up for like a couple days of pilot, you know, we can kick the tires and see how it goes.
Oh, yeah.
Okay, so
Will
I
do.
think we're on to the next one unless anyone has any other questions. Tom, is Tom on? I don't know if he's
Yep.
back. from
Yeah,
trips.
I'm here.
Tom, you're always, you know, running and jumping somewhere. So what's the update, just to keep it alive on the Old New Road update? I just like that to keep it alive and keep it on our burner.
I don't think there's anything new on that. Is there, Stephanie, this month?
No, I mean, we walked Tom and Dave and I, along with Paul Gar, you know, walked the entire length of it, kind
Right,
of pinpointed where things were. I think, Tom, you've got the map, right, from
Yeah.
Gilmore. And so he's sketching some stuff up right now. We kind of saw where the pitfalls would be and everything like that. I know that there are more residents that are out there that have expressed an interest in seeing a trail. So I think, you know, we're happy to see that. And, you know, the sewer project is coming along. They're starting on Old New Road now. So, and then they'll probably be doing curbing work next year. So next year will be the time to kind of finalize plans and let people know about what we're going to need. But you know, we're going to try to stay within the road right away as best we can. There are some tight spots there, so we'll have to maybe get some easements or something. But you know, I think it's a project sort of in progress.
great. Okay, yeah, I think we all just committed ourselves to keeping that alive. So how about the Neshaminy Greenway Bristol ribbon cutting? Anything, are we thinking about something? I know the last update was that we were talking about it.
Yeah, I did reach out to Eileen in New Britain Township, and it is something that they're interested in doing. However, right now, I believe that they have plantings that they need assistance with. And Chris, why don't you talk a little bit about that?
Now, do they have the plantings, or should I make my call to Feeney's? I'm happy to help.
Chris, I think Chris is going to address that, Lynn.
Okay,
Yeah, we need some help with plantings, Lynn. I don't know if you got my email. I know you have a connection with
no,
Phoebe.
when did you send it? I'm sorry.
It was about a week or so ago. I apologize if I had a couple different emails for you. I don't know if they got through or not, but
No.
I'll send it again.
Okay,
We have about, I want to say 30 to 40 shrubs and trees that you know, we ran into some cost issues at the front end of the project, so we kind of put them on hold and then pulled them out of the project. And then we're at the end now. They would like to try to get them installed now. So, but they're going to try to do it with volunteers and donations if they can.
okay.
So Lynn, I'll send you the list again.
Yeah, I'm sorry. You're sending it to Lynn at GoldmanLawOffices.com. Well, who knows?
Yeah,
But
I think that's the
anyway,
one,
I'll
but
look
I'll
for
send
it.
it again.
Yeah, I'll look
Chris,
for it. Not seeing it.
They're looking for volunteers for planting or what?
Yeah. Once we get the plants in hand, we'd like to schedule a day to actually get volunteers to dig the holes and put them in.
Why don't you put
Well,
that
let
out to
us
the
look
group
it
when
up.
you get it?
how about EAC too, letting them know? A
Mhm.
lot of them have connections with the troops and things.
Yeah.
Yeah,
There's
Yeah, I
that'd be
would
great.
say-
a member on the EAC that is he
Mhm.
head up a troop, Stephanie? Do you remember the gentleman that just got added to the group at EAC? Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know if he's involved in scouting. But we have contacts. I would try the EAC. I would also try, Mary Pat, what about the Bird Town in New Britain? That might be a good one.
Yeah, that's a good idea.
Your group, your EAC Bird Town. And
Yeah.
I don't know if New Britain Township has an EAC, but EACs usually love to plant trees. And you may be able to even get Doylestown Borough. So you can put the
Stephanie?
invitation out to everybody to come help plant. They do need to bring their own gloves, masks, and their own like shovels and
Shovels.
stuff. And then you're gonna need help, typically from like the Public Works Department
Yeah.
to kind of, I mean,
Mulch and soil
to
around.
set things and everything like that. Digging
Yeah.
the holes and
Stephanie?
everything like that. That's the easiest thing to do.
Hey, Stephanie,
Yes.
it's Cynthia from New Britain Township.
Oh, hi, Cynthia.
So, yesterday we had our Board of Supervisors meeting, and they're planning for a ribbon cutting opening in April.
Oh, not till
Not
April.
sooner.
Okay.
Yeah. So, and I have lots of volunteers that would be happy to plant trees. My husband's one of them, and I don't have any idea of what they're looking for volunteers. So I will be talking to Eileen today, but they're planning like April. They're not trying to get this fast tracked before the winter. So,
It's always better to plant the trees though in the fall. So it helps with the watering issues and they settle in nicer.
oh yeah,
So
I
we-
know my husband's doing a huge tree planting in Knockamixon right now. So he's
Oh.
doing that next weekend. So I get the concept of wanting to put the trees in. I just don't know what the holdup is. So,
Okay.
Yeah, I think the first effort was to try to find donations for the plants as best we can. Trying to obviously control the costs as best we can. And then, then just arrange for the volunteers, but it sounds like we have a lot of people that are interested. So I would hope maybe in the next month or so, we can get it all organized and get it set up.
I get that
do it.
email from you and I'll be able to tell you pretty quickly.
Great, Lynn, I appreciate it.
I think fall's the
So
best
Chris-
time to get donated plants also. Don't
Yeah.
wait till spring. Now's the time to get the donated plants. They don't want to winter them over.
Good point.
Yeah, they want to get rid of them.
so
I'm
where are
interested.
these plantings going to happen? Is it along the Neshaminy Creek?
Yeah, it's basically in the area behind the Willowwood development, between Upper
Yep.
State Road and the creek.
Yep.
You know that, so it's off Upper State Road, I guess you'd say, but it would probably be accessible from the trail and then through the open space from the Willowwood development. So we'll have to
Okay.
I'll just coordinate with, I guess it's Ryan at the township, Cynthia,
Yes.
to
Ryan Creston.
coordinate. Yeah, to coordinate some help from Public Works to get the plantings back, because I mean, there's we're talking about 6-7 foot evergreen trees and so on. So it's going to take a little bit of effort, but so we'll get that organized and maybe I'll get an email out to the different folks so we can maybe get a list of volunteers and try to set a date and get this to happen.
Let me know. I'm
Yeah.
interested in volunteering.
Great. Thank you.
Okay. Can I add one little part to that?
Sure.
We just found out last week that we got the grant to continue the new Neshaminy Greenway Trail on the Coleman property. So we got the
Great.
go ahead. We got
Okay.
I think it was about $250,000. So
Oh my goodness.
so that will be it's at least on its way. So
Oh, that's great.
That's wonderful.
Where did
That's
that
been a
grant
long
come
time
from?
coming, Cynthia. Congratulations.
Awesome.
Where was,
thank you.
Yeah, so that will close our gap between Upper State Road and the creek.
Yeah.
funded
Yes.
that?
Wow, great.
We,
Great. We're in business again.
We're in business.
Um,
I think that was our
Alright.
third try on grants, but hey, you just got to keep plugging away.
is that a DCNR grant?
DCNR, yeah,
Okay, good, great.
yeah.
Congratulations.
I
Right.
see that, Roger and Larry, that is inspiring because my next one is to do the Turk Road feasibility study, just keep that alive. I don't think anything's happened on Green Street and Turk Road, but we're keeping it alive. And if anything comes through, if there's any grants or any chats, with anyone about perhaps potentially a stop sign along the road and cutting over. We did discuss a little bit about keeping open the trail on Cherry Lane that parallels Pebble Hill Road, Cherry Lane in that corner.
Yeah,
So, you know, that was again to just say we're for real and we are alive. So,
I wonder if there's any preliminary work we can do clearing anything.
well, that would be the corner, I think.
Mhm.
Steph, what's happening with the development along there? Is that
There's
going
no
to go
development.
on?
There's no development.
No, the
On Cherry
tree,
Lane.
Marty, whatever.
Oh,
Marty
that
Brooks,
one
yeah.
all the way down on Cherry Lane?
Yeah,
That's still, we're probably just gonna get the development agreements in the next month or so, and hopefully they'll start in the spring.
so that's a go.
Does
'Cause
that
I
include
think moving
the
forward.
right-of-way?
Yeah.
Mhm.
Okay.
Does that include right away for the trail?
Yeah, they have to put the trail in there
Okay.
along their property.
You actually can see some markers on there. It looked like to me where they were, you know, they put some flags up or some things.
Yeah, something that the neighborhood people can start to see a little bit, you know, we know what's going on behind the scenes a little bit, but people are wondering if anything's ever gonna happen, so.
Hey, Lynn,
Okay,
there
so
is- there is one grant program that's open right now, DVRPC Regional Trails Program. I believe they're due in early mid-November. I'll have to double check the date. So
15th.
we'd have to double check the requirements and everything, but there is one grant opportunity that's out there right now.
Is that the William Penn money?
Yeah, Tom, that's
So
William
it's-
Penn, correct.
Going to be limited to the circuit trails?
That's their focus.
But
So that's kind of that's more of a long shot for this trail.
Yeah, for Turk Road it would be, but maybe.
Anything on the Neshaminy, I think anything on the Neshaminy right now, we can get money for through that. That's the big push there in Bucks County. They're only focused on the Neshaminy Greenway.
so not even anything along, I don't know, connecting the 202.
Well, that's a whole different story, but
Okay.
we can talk about that with the other study, but
Yeah, they did fund the one that Steve and I are working on 202, and they did fund that one.
William Penn did.
Yeah, that was the last round of regional trails, I believe, right, Steve? I think that was right. Yeah, so
It's worth a
Um,
trail. It's worth a try. It's a good connector.
Yeah, but we want to,
That's
if we're
not-
going to try, we should focus on something we think we might have a better shot at getting, I think.
Yeah.
But if you
Cater-
don't ask, you don't get.
Well, but I 100% agree. You know, I want that trail as much as you do, but I'm thinking we might be better suited for another one. But Tom, I'm sure, Tom, you guys know our interests on that, so we're going to keep plugging away. Okay, so where are we here? On Shady Retreats, Safe Routes to School. What's happening there with the easement and Stonington Farms and PennDOT and all that?
You just touched on the two topics right now that I'm most working on. But Stephanie is working with Stonington Farms Apartment to get some like 5 or 6 boilerplate PennDOT forms back to us so we can finalize that right of way. I think Stephanie, they said that they had it in, I guess, to their lawyer, all the forms.
Mhm.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're waiting. It's kind of
They
the ball's
received
in their
it. They
court.
received all the paperwork we sent. So, and I believe they're sharing it with their attorney and everything. We'll follow up with them.
Yeah, they're very receptive. There shouldn't be any problems with that, correct?
Yeah, they're just concerned about their lender, you know, and I'm like, if their lender has questions, call,
Okay,
you know.
okay.
Yeah, and then besides that, we are still unfortunately waiting for a few reviews back from PennDOT. So the design has been not forging forward as much as it was the previous month. So right now I'm just sort of awaiting reviews. But once we get those back, we'll be full steam ahead.
Okay. All right. Paul's not on, is he, with the Bucks County Trail update, or anyone want to? That's, I'm sure, working away. The pump. Oh,
Talked to Paul a week or so ago,
okay.
And they think they have the issues worked out with Boucher and James and are moving ahead with that segment on 611.
Okay.
Oh, great.
They're planning on going out to bid on that this spring. And then I guess, really, Chris, you can talk about the other segment. Because they are going after grants on future segments too, to the south.
Right, we're working on the Dark Hollow piece, basically between the Alms House and 263 or Valley Road. We are working on the 2 bridges there over the Neshaminy Creek. A lot of permitting issues, obviously, with the new bridges over the creek. We're also pursuing some of the easements that they need, but they don't have construction funding yet. So we're moving slowly in design, but we're moving forward.
I think that's
they're gonna try to pursue some, the next round of TAP money or TASA money from PennDOT is probably their game plan.
Well, if they can get, I mean, that's not a great PennDOT project, but they can get William Penn money, I think. And I forget what Paul was applying for exactly from the William Penn money for this. Because that's,
Okay.
you can still get to 100% with William Penn because they don't care how you match it. And if you can get the other 20% or so, it works out even better, I think, than the PennDOT money. A lot less red tape with it.
That would be the ideal.
Yeah.
Yeah, unfortunately, these bridges are going to be expensive. These are pretty major. They're in almost 200 feet length. So I think we're talking about $750,000 to $1 million to $1 million for each one. So it's going to be a significant project cost. So, but we're still working on it.
Okay. Okay, then, just 1 second, I'd like to go back to Turk Road or, the Pebble Hill Road. When we had discussed about having a stop sign there, how did we leave that? I mean, is that something that, the stop sign was going on? Steve, remind me the name of the road. It's where the police chief wanted a stop sign as well, and then entering into the neighborhood, and then you cross Pebble Hill Road.
Was that
Pebble Valley.
Woodview? Wood Valley?
That was Pebble Valley.
Pebble Valley, I think it was. Is there anything we should be doing to help maybe enable a stop sign to be at least put there that crossing the road to get to our trail? Because we do have access to the trail on the other side, at least even if we, cleared the trail so people could cross safely and get to the other side on Pebble Hill and Cherry Lane. I lost everybody, I think.
That's a 3-way stop. That has to all be approved by PennDOT.
Yeah,
So it needs to be engineered, Lynn.
Yeah. Okay.
And it has to be approved by PennDOT.
Okay. But is there anything we should or could be doing to bug PennDOT enough about that stop sign?
No, because it'll have to be engineered through the traffic engineer.
Okay.
And probably have to wait till January when we have a new traffic committee being formed in January, the local traffic committee. Our current one's kind of morphing a little bit. And so it'll have to probably be run by them as a 3-way stop. And then the engineer will have to put the documentation together to go to PennDOT.
Okay.
And we'll have to have, because it'll have to be a crosswalk.
Yes.
You're going to have to have, it's not just stop signs, if you're encouraging people to cross there, you're going to need to have a crosswalk. It needs to be engineered. You need to have the proper crossings and everything like that. So,
Especially, but I just want to keep the project alive and just was thinking, always throwing it out there to see what we can do. Good. Maybe we'll be the traffic study group's first victory. All right, Larry and Roger. So January, put it on your calendars. We got to bring it up again in January.
January Traffic Committee.
Yeah.
Got it.
All right. So the pump track, Liz emailed in. She's off riding bikes in Virginia. So that's good for her. But she said nothing going on with the pump track. But I do know lots of kids have been going and they're being very respectful, wearing their masks. It's pretty cute to say. Judy, you were also gonna, for other business, Judy, you were gonna check into mapping trails and see if there was anyone out there. You and Tom had kind of.
Yeah, I was away, so I didn't really get a chance to do that yet, but I will get on it. Because I know there's I have a couple of names and I just need to contact them and get, you know, a proposal for what we're trying to do.
I looked into the funding through the Tourist Bureau, and they've suspended funding, it seems.
Oh,
I think they have, I mean, they get their income through fees and tax. I guess there's a amusement tax or something they get.
Hotel tax, amusement tax, yeah.
Yeah, and that
They're not
basically
collecting
dried
it.
up.
Yeah.
oh boy. Yeah.
I'm hoping this coming year they open it up again, but
Yeah.
there are a lot of grant programs out there that are like that. But
Well, I'm just trying to follow up and get an idea of cost, you know, what it would take. So that
Well-
we know what we need to try to fund.
and it's a question for Stephanie, are we going after any PICO money this year? Those $10,000 grants?
We had applied for, yeah, we had applied for one for the Pools Corner, and we
Oh.
didn't get it.
So,
We were
okay.
gonna do the kiosk and everything at Pools Corner.
Yeah.
What is their funding cycle there? Is it annual or?
Yeah, it's annual. Yeah,
So-
it's like once a year, so,
year?
yeah.
I
But
think
we
we never
we
get two
wanted
in
to
a
do a
row.
kiosk, we applied to do a kiosk with the plantings, we did the plantings and everything, and we wanted to do a kiosk there, but we did not get that funding to put a kiosk in. And that was actually gonna be a partnership with the borough, so that was disappointing.
When are those proposals due?
It
Or
should be
don't they have
over,
a strict deadline?
they'll come up again in like the winter or spring, I believe,
Okay,
and I remember, yeah.
I'll get on this now. I
Hey,
just
Judy,
had too much going on last week.
Judy, I have a really excellent map from a local township that they have a lot of trails and they're all different colors and they show them with dotted lines and they show the grades on them. It's on really good stock. I can try to
Can
get
you-
that to you because,
Yeah, or just email me who did it, what company did
yeah, I
it.
can, okay, yeah,
You know, because
okay.
somewhere on it, it should say who designed it.
okay. I'll get you some detail on that because
that's what
it could
I
be a
know
good
there's-
model.
Yeah, there's two companies here in Doylestown that I'm trying to connect with.
Okay,
And there, you know, if there's others, that would be great. Because I
Correct.
think what we really need is those proposals and get an idea of cost.
Right.
sure.
Roger, CC me on that too. I'd like to see it. I'm curious. your
Okay.
thoughts.
Can I ask a question?
Sure.
I had a couple people ask me, so I live by the covered bridge and everybody's using those trails and connecting. They're questioning, and this maybe help with, because we have New Britain here too. They wanted to know if there's any conversation about connecting that trail through to, there's a connector towards going through, well, they want to figure out how to get through New Britain to get to the connector trail towards Chalfont and over by North Branch, because the kids are all using that. There's Pine Run, and then they're coming back through on Ferry and Park Ave, which is really dangerous. So
Yeah.
I didn't know if there's been any conversation about trying to connect that, because there is like a little path back there that the kids use. I didn't know if there's been any conversation or anyone's looked at that.
We talked about that months ago.
Uh-huh.
That trail it looks like it's in there from the 60s.
Oh yeah, it's really old.
It's
Yeah.
only a couple feet wide, but there's a bridge across the stream there and everything.
Right.
And I think, was it Cynthia was going to look into that? Because that's in New Britain Township, I believe.
Exactly.
Yeah, she brought it up at the meeting.
Yeah.
Now Nancy, how would people from your neighborhood find it and connect to it?
You know what? I've had several people approach me in my neighborhood, and the neighborhood, because of COVID, people are all out, and because our trails are used so much. I don't know. That's why, they're all looking at, can we connect, through the bridge? Could there be a path along the creek there? I think that's what and I don't know how that infringes on anybody's properties, but
Yeah.
that's what they're looking for, is to figure out how to connect to that very old but the kids use it all the time. So, but I'm more concerned about any safety issues with them on Park and Ferry Road. So,
Right.
Mary Pat, that kind of abuts with New Britain Borough, I believe.
Right,
They're on
yeah.
the other
Totally.
side of the covered bridge.
Yeah, if you can't, I don't really see a way, there are properties that are owned by, you know, back, if you wanted to come directly off by the covered bridge and go back, I don't really see a way to put a trail. It'd have to be real, I don't know, real close to the stream. There's a lot of wetlands. And then I don't think the property owners, one particular, would not, that would definitely be a no-no. And
Let me put a map.
it's somebody that New Britain Township has dealt with a lot already. And, you know, other ways, I don't know behind those, when you come off and you come down Lenape and then go back into New Britain Township, and it's a series of, there's like 5 cul-de-sac roads. And then one of those, Cayuga, is where you go into to get the trail. So other, I mean, like you come off, basically it'd almost be if they're on the streets, use the streets to get over to there is safer certainly than Park Avenue and stuff. But I don't, at this point, really see that there'd be a way of getting it directly from the park across the, you know, near the creek to get over there.
And I've looked at that too, and I agree with you that it's going to be nearly impossible to go through all those privately owned properties back there.
okay.
But
I
I
thought
think
the
what
same
we could-
thing. Yeah.
I think what we could probably do is, there's the opportunity, because the neighborhood where you live, Mary Pat, is really safe to walk. and
Right.
Ride in, and I think a little signage on the street, you know, maybe a whatever, arrow or something, can get you back there, because people do use that path a lot. Kids use it in particular. It's a great connector, and particularly.
If we're going to start encouraging to use it, though, we really have to improve it. Every time it rains, there's a section that's just underwater, and then it washes all the dirt surrounding it over the path. And
But I think it's a public works project. Honestly, I mean, it's that easy, I think, to improve that trail. And it's one you probably, you know, with a small grant, you could get in there and do it, because there's no engineering needed. The bridge is there. You just need to get in and clean it up and rebuild it. So it's stone and pavement, and don't need any right of ways. So maybe we can work with New Britain Township, and I'd love to see it get done because I use it.
We
Yeah.
should put that on our next tour.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it's-
Maybe
I'm
we
having
could,
trouble envisioning. Yeah, I'm having trouble envisioning where it is too.
well, let me put together a little map showing that.
that would be great.
New
Thank you,
Britain Borough's new trail going up Keely. It's a real easy and safe connection.
Yeah,
Yeah.
no, I'm familiar with that one. The Keely one is great.
Yeah, and it's,
And then
I think-
through those neighborhoods, it seems like there would be a way to get through those neighborhoods.
oh, it's real easy. There's multiple ways to do it.
Yeah.
You know,
And that's the roads are wide. And
the roads are wide and the traffic volumes are really low because there's no through traffic.
yeah,
But
it's great.
you have to designate it somehow and
Yeah.
probably have a crosswalk at some point.
Well, they've got a crosswalk in, I think, on Keely
do
right now. And I forget the
Oh, okay.
side street there, Mary Pat, that connects into the neighborhood.
it's, well, you come off Keely at Sioux,
Yeah, onto Sioux.
Oh, yeah, okay.
Sioux, and you could go straight across Sioux to Lenape,
Yeah.
down, and then across,
Down to Cayuga and
yeah, go around the curve and go to Cayuga, yeah.
I'm gonna have to check that out.
Yeah. It
But
seems
I'll
like
think about
Shell,
it, Judy. I'll
excuse me,
take
everyone.
that around.
I think Shell from New Britain Township's on and would like to say something.
Okay.
Yes. Hi, everyone. I just wanted
Hi.
to let you know, I'm new to, I just got invited, but I will let Eileen know. She probably has more info than I do. But I'm taking notes, and at the next meeting, we'll discuss further.
Great, thank you.
Thank you.
Great.
Thank you.
Um,
Welcome to the committee.
yeah,
Looking forward to New Britain's in
Thank
Township
you.
here.
thanks for chiming in on that.
I just want to make one comment, Stephanie, while I'm thinking of it, because I've been meaning to contact you and keep forgetting. The trail through the Covered Bridge Park and then goes into the reservoir. And, you know, I checked, I think it's on the township property or the county property, but there's a section of the trail where it looks like it's washed out. All the dirt that they put in there has washed out. And I don't know if we contact the county or if you guys to look at it. Judy was over there one day. Remember Judy?
Yeah,
We were
there's some
walking.
storm damage.
So I don't think I think it just needs dirt or stone built back up underneath it. And I don't, we want to do that before the path starts collapsing there.
Okay, can somebody give me a better pinpoint as to where, like, before the dam, past the
It's
dam?
before you get to the reservoir. It's between where the picnic tables and stuff are. That stretch of you're kind of going through the woods before you get to the field where the
Yeah, it's
reservoir
right
is.
before you get, right before you get to the field.
So
And the
between
one
the,
side drops off a lot.
yeah, and it's water erosion, from the storm, I think. It just.
Isn't that
but
in
it's
New Britain Borough area?
I asked
mean, you
our,
guys, when you come off the parking lot, okay, you come into Covered
Come
Bridge
off
Park.
the parking lot, go
parking lot.
past the picnic tables and the pavilion there.
Yeah.
And then you're kind of in the woods before you get to the field.
it's
Right.
past the soccer field, past the
Section.
Oh,
soccer
past
field.
the soccer
Past
field.
the soccer field, right.
That's the county property, I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, because we stop at the soccer fields.
Yeah, it's just past that, but before you get to the open area of the reservoir.
And it's on the left if you're headed to the reservoir.
Right.
Yeah, I've seen it. It's pretty obvious.
Yeah.
I guess-
There's stream there too?
No, it's just, it looks like just a huge volume of water from a storm, has washed it away underneath the trail, the Macadam Trail. So
Yeah.
if it isn't corrected, it's gonna collapse.
I guess it's just determining who's responsible.
Yeah.
I'll have to check the paperwork on it. We may have to go out there on the trail.
I
If
think
it's on the trail itself, if it's, the county property, we'll have to see.
I'm pretty
Yeah.
sure that's going to be the township's
Probably.
responsibility for structural maintenance of the
Mhm.
trail.
Yeah.
Doesn't sound like a big,
It's not a big deal. It's just something that should be done before the winter because, it could cause damage.
Yeah, next
Yeah.
time when you guys are out and you see something like that, it would really be helpful.
Take a
If you have
picture.
your cell phones with you and a photo, can take photos with them. It would really be helpful to kind of shoot me an email. Don't wait for the meeting, but take the photo and send it to me like right when you're there, because then, and give me a landmark, because, it's just easier if I have to send a crew out somewhere to be like, well, when you pass this and you pass the green tree with the orange ribbon, and it's a lot easier to be like, here are some photos, here's the problem, and here's a landmark.
That's-
Maybe pin-
I
you pinpoint our way
can take a
something.
photo. I'll take a photo, Steph, but I can also mark it. I can mark
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I mean, Hal and I walked it last weekend and I didn't see anything. So maybe it kind of washed away again. I don't know.
And you can always pinpoint it on Waze too. That'll make it easy, and then shoot that to
Mhm.
her.
Yeah, or a map or something. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay. All
I'll
right.
have
Well,
the guys-
anything else
Yeah.
coming up?
Yeah, I just have one question. I was wondering, Steph, those September 12th maps that we did? Most of them were left. You have any idea about how many are still around?
We still have some. I know one of the New Britons picked up like about 25 or 30.
Is there a lot left?
I'd have to check with Andrea.
Because I was wondering if,
We've put a bunch out here at the township as well.
should we,
So-
I mean,
But
I know
we
they're
can
not
always make
perfect.
more.
We want to improve on them, but should we pass them out to all the bike shops around so that at least they've got something in their hand? Make use of them?
If someone wants to pick some up and take them to the bike shops, let me
Yeah,
know and
I'm
I'll
okay.
talk.
I can do that.
I can
Okay,
help you
Roger.
out.
Just call ahead of time and I'll let Andrew know.
Okay.
Okay. All right, well, I would like to again say thank you to everybody for waking up and getting yourselves, at least half of your body dressed so that we could have you on Zoom. So, thank you, and we'll see you next month.
One
And-
question though, I think we left out the study on the 202 Parkway Trail extension that Chris is working on, the feasibility of that.
No, we talked about
Oh,
that.
We talked about that.
Well, let me ask a question about it then.
Sure.
The county has gone to DVRPC to take the 202 trail to New Hope off of the list of circuit trails.
Off of the list?
Off.
Yeah.
Huh.
Now, I just found out about that on Friday or Thursday.
What would be the idea of that?
I have no clue. But
Wow.
the problem with it is that it restricts our funding ability for that section.
Yeah.
Because it takes it out of the William Penn grants. So Chris, do you know anything about it?
No, that's news to me, unless they want to go on a parallel road, quieter parallel roads or something.
I'll check into it.
Yeah, that's the first I've heard of it.
Yeah.
I think I mentioned this before. We did have a meeting with Roy Goffey about the about the policy of putting the trail in limited access right of way, and that reminds me, I got to follow up with them. They're supposed to have some kind of official policy coming out soon that would give us the green light and have clear up any issues with putting trails in the bypass right away. So that's on my list.
Okay, I'll follow up on it.
I'd be curious.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Big one.
Okay, all right, well, everyone, thank you again for signing in, and we'll talk next month. Stay healthy, keep walking or riding or whatever. Tom, God knows what you'll be up to. And keep getting out there and trying our trails. Thank you, everybody.
Thanks.
Say hi to the Green Mountain Boys.
Yeah, have a good day.
Thank you.
Thanks, everybody.